So when most people think about ranking keywords, they're thinking, how do I rank for it on the page? How do I add backlinks to the page to rank for it? But there's a third area I think a lot of people miss out on, and this can lead to not only better rankings overall, more sustainable rankings, it's going to lead to more conversions and more sales. So this is called CRO and UX. I'm sure you've heard of it. UX stands for user experience, CRO stands for conversion rate optimization. And here's just a few subtle examples of how you can implement this really easily. And you don't have to be a gigantic brand to do it. We're going to start with this search here. So this is best energy gels. You can see it's fairly competitive, a little over 1,000 searches a month globally. And it's going to give us a lot of affiliate type website results, right? So the first two here, they are pretty big websites. Runner's World and Healthline. Let's take a look at what they're doing here. So obviously, you know, huge domain authority, so they are big websites, but they're doing some things really well here that any size website can do, and we're going to show you a smaller website that's doing this in a second, and that's probably one of the reasons why it is basically ranking for this competitive term. So you can see here, 15 best energy gels, drinks to choose for running. As you scroll down, you can see they have their links here. So these are basically affiliate links linking out to the different products. So right there, they're asking for a conversion, right? So not only, so barely a paragraph in, they have links to these products, which indicates, you know, we want to take you here. We want to ultimately make commissions off these links. Not only that, but their ad placement in the sidebar here is called a sticky ad placement, right? It's a sticky sidebar. So basically this sticky means that it follows you down as you scroll down the page. So this ad is always going to be there. So if I'm into Marriott Bonvoy, which I am, it knows me very well, then it's going to always be there, and I'm going to see it out of the corner of my eye, and a lot of times you're going to want to click on it to learn more. So these kind of placements are really smart. They make ad revenue from this, obviously, Google AdSense. There's other ad providers as well, of course, but Google AdSense is kind of the main one. And then as you scroll down the page, you see they break into these initial ones that they mentioned, basically just providing more information on them, right? So if, let's say the buyer was on this page and they were unsure about each of these drinks, right, or each of these gels, and they go, okay, well, I need to learn a little bit more. Well, they scroll down, and then very quickly they're going to start learning more. So they can read, you know, expert tested. They read specifics about the grams of carbs. They read about the blend, you know, all these. I'm not exactly sure what all this means, but I'm sure if you're into running gels, then energy gels, then you know what it means. So running world expert tested. So we have all of these sort of claims that add credibility, and it's going to create a better user experience leading to a purchasing decision. So you kind of scroll through these and you can see that very quickly that this is, you know, very well optimized for those purchasing decisions. The other one too was, this was Healthline. So you can see Healthline, it's a very similar process here. Now the only difference they have is that they've broken these into different categories essentially, right? Which I'm not sure, I don't think that's exactly what they did here on Runner's World. They basically just listed the products here, best energy gels, very specific. But on Healthline, they broke them out into different categories. And these are, of course, different keywords as well, right? So best unflavored, best rated, best natural. I mean, I'm not saying they did this, but you could get these very easily from like ChatGPT, right? You could type in, give me, and we have another video on this, but give me keyword ideas, long tail keyword ideas around best energy gels, and it's going to give you similar ideas. So you can use this as sort of an inspiration, right? So as you scroll down, you see they don't have the sidebar ad, but they have an inline ad, right? So this is, inline means it's within the text flow. And these are often very effective because it breaks the reader's concentration from the text, and it's right in front of them, right? Whereas the sidebar, it's kind of off to the side. You're more reading the text maybe. But with an inline ad like this, you can't really be distracted by it, right? Oftentimes you're going to get more clicks on those ads because users just can't avoid them, right? They want to click on them. So you scroll through and you see it's very similar to Runner's World. We have the individual reviews. Now these are based, again, just like Runner's World, these are based on these top options, essentially. So this top section sets the tone for the whole piece. And when we click on these, it takes us straight to each one as well. So that's another thing, right? You want to treat this like a table of contents almost. You click on each one, it takes you down to it here. And you can read through, and then you make a purchasing decision more or less on Amazon. Now, you're probably thinking, well, these are huge brands, you know, they're ranking not only because of the UX and CRO. And, you know, that's a fair thought. And there is truth in that, of course. But when you scroll down, you can look at some of the domain authorities of some of the other ranking sites. And as you get towards, where was it? It was up here. I was going to say, as you get towards the bottom of page 1, but it might be slightly lower than that. Yeah, right around here, you'll see, and this is not that far off from ranking, right? This is very close to page 1. It probably could get to page 1, or, you know, get you know, maybe bottom of page 1 potentially with a little bit of work. But you can see this is a very low domain authority. It's only 20 DA, which is on the lower end. And when we click into it, we can see that there are some good conversion opportunities. So they're using a sidebar similar to Runner's World, and their sidebar is more, it's not really advertorial, it's more about subscribe and get the free ebook, right? So they have an ebook, it's an opt-in, you give them your email address, they will send you the ebook, and you're going to be on their email list. So now they can market other products to you gradually over time and sort of warm you up as a lead and a paid customer ultimately. So we read through the content here. Here's another, right? Here's another opt-in, and same thing. Basically, they're going to send you something for free. They're going to add you to their email list, send me the goods, and then we get to the table of contents. So their post is laid out a little bit differently, and it might be smart of them potentially to list some of these products at the top, like we showed for these other sites, because that seems to be the pattern that works for this particular search term. So it might be good on them if maybe they went back through and they added some of the products here at the very top, but it's not a big deal. I mean, they're very close to ranking. So you look through, and they have some ads, some inline ads as well. But essentially, yeah, the whole idea behind this is they're giving people an opportunity. They're giving people options, right? It's not just a big block of text where, you know, it's like 5 paragraphs with nothing, no inline content whatsoever, no opt-ins, no ads, no anything like that. This provides people options, and users like to have options, right? So as they scroll through, they're going to want to click on different things. And this is another very, very important component here. I think a lot of people miss this. I've missed this many times on my own sites as well. I'm trying to be better about this because I think you're losing out if you don't do this. And that is, any link that you have on your page that you want people to click on, make it a different color, okay? And not only make it a different color, but make it an eye-popping color. Like typically red works pretty well. They're using like a kind of a yellowish, goldish color here. Just make it different, right? Make it something unique that jumps out, that makes people want to click. Even here, right? This is the Healthline article. You can see it's sort of like a teal color, and it works because it's a white background. You just want to make it something that stands out, that's gonna earn the click, essentially. And you can see here's another opt-in for, you know, some other strategy guide or something like that. Click here to order. A lot of images. Fill out this form. I mean, there's a lot of chances for people to opt in, and I guarantee you this is a big reason why they are so close to ranking for this. And why they honestly probably could rank, maybe if they just added more information about the products at the top. I think that would be one thing, but maybe some minor link building here and there. But I mean, they're very close, right? And they're doing everything right. And this is a smaller website that, again, is competing with the big boys. It's very close, and that's largely, I guarantee you, it's largely because of their CRO and UX measures that they're implementing. So these are just a few things that are really easy to do, and you can pretty much implement them from the start. You know, you can write out an SOP, like whenever we publish a blog post, it's going to fit into this template where we're going to have room for an inline opt-in. Even if you haven't made the opt-in yet, like if you haven't created the lead magnet, you can still sort of when you design the page or when you plan the page, you can just have in mind, okay, well, eventually once I create this, I'm going to add this to the page, or once I start generating traffic to that particular post, then I'm going to add it to the post. You just want to be thinking about those conversion opportunities all the way through, and it's going to lead you to way more conversions, obviously, and more customers long term, and just a better user experience altogether. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.